Another Brick fan with a look at a Harry Potter themed BrickHeadz set. This is Lord Voldemort, Nagini, and Bellatrix LaStrange. This is set 40496, was released in June 2021, has 344 pieces and cost about $25 when it was released. This is slightly larger than the normal 3-packs, or other 3-packs that I've seen. They're normally one full-size BrickHead with 2 smaller BrickHeads. In this case we have 2 full-size BrickHeads and 1 smaller BrickHead. Let's go ahead and get these built, and then we'll take a look at each of the BrickHeads when they're complete. Here are our 3 completed BrickHeads, and we see Lord Voldemort here with the white skin and the dark green robes. There's a pretty decent print here for his chest, which shows off the kind of how the robe is parted a little bit. Here in the middle is Nagini, who is Voldemort's snake companion and also one of his Horcruxes. And then finally, his top aide, I guess, or one of the top Death Eaters in Bellatrix LaStrange in this nice black dress, and this wonderful hair build, which is done in this dark brown with the lots of these 2x2 rounded pieces. We'll take a closer look at that hair when we look at each of these figures individually. First up we have Voldemort, and as I was saying, he has this dark green robe on. If you look here in the middle, you see that print. The white actually turned out pretty good on this green brick with the lines there for the robes. Like other Harry Potter BrickHeads, he has this slope here on the side to represent the bigger shoulders for the robe. One difference here is he does have these build up here using a 1x4 plate, which kind of gives a little more depth to the robe. Not any hair, obviously, a completely bald, but it's done in this nice white. He does have a longer robe, as you see back here. The robe kind of comes out behind him and forms a small train, perhaps. Just seems like it's a longer robe than other Harry Potter BrickHeads or other robed figures have been. Here's the other side with the hand facing forward so that the wand can be held. As much as I like these newer wand pieces that started coming out with the 2018 Harry Potter sets, it is minifigure scale, which doesn't quite fit with the BrickHead. BrickHead's a little big, or maybe the wand is a little big for the minifigures, but it looks okay, I guess. But I've seen other Harry Potter BrickHeadz just came with the rod pieces instead of the actual minifigure wand. Let's move on to Nagini. Here is Nagini the snake. And as you see, he's coiled up on this base here. There's at least 2 levels of coils. You look around how it has them on the bottom and then another coil on top of that. It's very nicely shaped with these curved pieces here. Pretty well put together. There is a printed piece here with his scales on the chest here. And then the top is done in this darker green, whereas they're using sand green for all the rest of his coils. I would have liked to seen some fangs perhaps in the front. That would have been nice, a couple of white fangs in there. I'm not exactly sure. You could probably do this could have maybe been a 1x2 with the studs on the side. Maybe being able to put a couple fangs, but it might have been a little out of proportion, I suppose. But overall, I think Nagini turned out quite nicely. Good looking snake and a nice representation of a big snake. Last up, we have Bellatrix LaStrange. Bellatrix is one of Voldemort's top Death Eaters, and here she's wearing a black dress, so there's a nice white print on this center here of her dress. She does also, this is done kind of nicely with inverted wedge pieces or cheese wedge pieces, so it creates kind of a V neck here without a print. That is all done with brick. I thought that was pretty nicely done. If you take a close look at the speed build, you'll see how that was done. I like how they use a different color here. This is a little bit darker tan as opposed to this color. So it's this color here right behind the eyes, which just give a little bit of hollowness to them. You see the sides, how complicated this hair build is done. It was really nicely done. I really enjoyed putting it together, although it is a little bit tedious. There's a lot of pieces that go into this hair. The 340 pieces, I bet Bellatrix is close to 200 of those pieces just because of all of the hair that goes together here for her. But it's very complicated. Lots of studs that are showing to give lots and lots of texture to her hair. And it just is really done nicely and really common for these female BrickHead characters to have these amazing hair builds. Taking a look at the value, starting with the price per piece. With 344 pieces for $25, we're well under the 10-cent per piece baseline that I start with, but as I've said many times with BrickHeadz, the price per piece isn't necessarily where the value is. The value is always very good, regardless of the pieces. They charge about $10 for the large figures and about $5 for the smaller figures. So with 2 large figures and a small figure, $25 is right in the price range for BrickHeadz and very consistent with the pricing that they've had for them over the last 3 or 4 years that the BrickHeadz have been available. So I think it's still a very good value. Very nice display pieces. These all fit. These are all very recognizable. They fit very well with the other Harry Potter BrickHeadz that have been released over the years, and we seem to get a Harry Potter BrickHead set just about every year. And they came out with 2 this year, this one and the Hagrid, Harry, Ron, and Hermione set. So I hope you've enjoyed my thoughts on this BrickHead set. I'm going to get started on my next video. And until then, happy building. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button and be sure to subscribe to see more of my content. I've left a link to my Harry Potter reviews as well as my BrickHead reviews up here on the screen.